Yeah, last week they played 2 games at the end of the week on Thursday and Friday. They won by a combined score of 13-0. So, we can't hear you.
I can hear you guys a little bit. Is there like a button?
Probably an overlapping Andrew K camera. I'll try to figure that out. Do camera.
Here, try it now. I just lowered the volume. That's it.
No, that was a one. Excuse me. We can call. Winston, go find Coach Lee. That would be good. Here, wait, let me just try to go like down the sideline. Immediate! So, the Saints just scored 1 goal early on here in the first minute. Good start by the Saints. Collegiate, they're trying to make a break on it. They had some momentum on the side. It's not going to look behind the shot, but it's get 7 back down. This game so far looks like it's going to be another offensive game, though.
Yeah, I have the mics turned off, anyways. Here, I'll go find. Wait, did Winston go look for Coach Lewis?
Yeah.
Call Winston. Wait, hold on. We need to turn off the camera audio.
Hold on, is the camera audio on?
Here.
You're on. Hello? Yes, welcome back. I'm hoping this is good. Yeah, and I apologize. I think we had a little bit of technical based feedback that we don't usually get. So we will kind of fix for y'all. We don't need this one already fixed. Yeah.
How do I? Here, I'll try to figure this out.
Yeah, finish the game then.
Oh.
He has played. He's been back and forth. It's not just been a battle of the he's both teams have
Winston.
I think we're good. Let me go on camera.
Okay. Does anyone happen to know how to turn off the camera on?
So, right now, for those of you who don't know the velocity sockets,
Yeah. Yeah. It's still. I know. It's not your fault. So.
Still not.
I asked him if I
Say we. I think that. Hey, forward! Forward! Forward, Hannah! Anything he's going to teach on, that's going to be just after goal. Thomas Ferguson. pocket it. Ball will then get stolen from him, though.
Who's the goalie?
Connor Welch will be able to get that down to St. Chris. Matthew Noble hoping to make the best of it. That will be knocked out bounds out on St. Chris, I believe. Now that will be a corner. That was out on Collegiate. Looks like Max Mumford will be again taking the corner. Lily showing some sophomore leadership. So welcome for those who are watching. And the audio has been fixed. St. Chris leads right now 3-1. About 6 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, once again, the Saints are looking really good after last week, ending the week with 6-0 and 7-0 wins. They're looking really good again.
Collegiate will be trying to take a shot there. Close call, but pressure from St. Chris defense will keep them from being able to make much out of that.
While the offense is probably the main focus after putting up those 13 goals in 2 days, like I just mentioned, their defense was also very good as they limited the amount of chances that the opposition had to even get good shots up. And then when those shots did come, whoever was in goal did a very good job of keeping them out.
Connor Welch, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Connor was in for all the games, but, you know.
Yeah.
He has gotten the majority of the playing time, and he's been very good.
And we're beginning to see a little more of that St. Chris defense today, I think.
Yeah.
With a tougher opponent than I would say some of the last ones.
Yeah. Collegiate's definitely a step up from their previous opponents, and they've responded to the challenge well.
That will be out on Collegiate. St. Chris throwing. That will be out on Collegiate. St. Chris throwing. Number 11, Max Mumford, and number 9, Lucas going near there. Hayes there. Number 5, I believe. St. Chris getting the ball there, getting a little bit of a run. That will not. Collegiate will be able to stop that though before St. Chris can make any more of a play off of that. Max there really fighting for the ball. He's really shown a lot of leadership and has done well so far for St. Chris's JV team. And we will be glad to see him on varsity next year.
Yeah, he's definitely going to make a big impact.
His brother, who's a senior, Beck Mumford, has already left a legacy on St. Chris soccer.
Yeah.
So, the Mumford brothers really working here, improving all the sports. We have some subs for St. Chris. And while there is some great leadership among the sophomores on this team, it's a very young squad, which is good for the future of St. Chris.
Yeah, we do have a really nice contrast between freshmen, sophomores, and even 8th graders on this team. So,
Next month again, I believe that's number 7. Is that Haney? Is number 7 Haney? Max Mumford with the corner kick again. St. Chris hoping to get a goal in about the last 2 minutes. Finish off the half strong. And that will be a goal for St. Chris, headed in by Gardner Kaufman, number 19. Saints now lead 4-1 with about 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Saints took that early lead, went up 1-0, but then Collegiate did equalize. But since then, the Saints have really looked dominant, scoring 3 unanswered to bring this to a pretty big lead before half.
Yeah, and I've said this, I'm not sure if it was when the audio was working or not. A clock counts down, so we do, unlike most clocks in soccer,
Yeah,
it's on
not
the stream. It
not
should
really
count
sure
up.
what's up with that, but
Yeah. The clock on the stream should be counting up, though. We do have.
also don't know why the clock isn't running
The
right now.
clock, stoppage time, I believe. The refs.
Oh, do they only?
Yeah.
Oh,
This about,
okay.
and then this will. They will call the half. The rest will
Okay.
probably at the next goal.
Maybe not goal, probably just stoppage of play.
Yeah. Sometimes they do it at goal. Sometimes they do it if it's taking a while. So. Hayes with this with the shot. That will be saved by Collegiate's goalie. St. Chris gets the throw in. Collegiate getting an offensive break here. St. Chris really trying to stop their momentum before they can make anything out of it. And they will successfully do that. That will be out on St. Chris Collegiate's ball. See a combination of parents and teachers on the sidelines. And that will be your half. St. Chris leads 4-1.
We'll be back after the half.
And I would like to also note, I'm not sure if y'all knew this, but the SAC team was really supporting the JV soccer team before this half, before they had to go lift. So shout out to them lifting, helping all around St. Chris athletics. hello and welcome back to the JV soccer game against Collegiate. Varsity soccer is also playing Collegiate at Collegiate. Should be about halftime for them as well. I don't know. Great game so far. Really offensive game. So, we've seen some defense.
Yeah, what have you thought about the first half so far, Harris?
It's been great, I think. Great game so far, I believe. Lucas Gornier has scored a goal. I think Matthew Noble has. Gunnar Kaufman has. Yep. Shout out to Mr. Galladay. He's been teaching here for 53 years or so.
54 now, I believe. This is his 54th year, I think.
So, shout out to him supporting all his students. He's been doing this for pretty much all the thing. Have you been running the animations? And we will begin Collegiate. We'll start with the ball. Shout out to all the SID members here. Andrew O'Leary running CPU. Liam Mafopoulos doing camera. Edison Palumbi here doing color with me. That will be St. Chris. This ball will be going down the field, hoping to make something out of this. Great game so far. Both sides. It's been a tough game. It wasn't till the end that I believe St. Chris managed to get some of the goals in. So, good job to both teams, I would say, of keeping this game relatively close compared to most of the other games this JV has played. I believe they won 10-1 the first game. So, great game. Collegiate will have a penalty kick here. Already a lot of action in these first minute, pretty much. And that will be a goal for Collegiate. Connor Welch not quite able to get that in time. It will now be 4-2 St. Chris. Collegiate has a pretty large JV team, it looks like. And they support their classmates. Good to see some in-school spirit. Max Munther there, sending the ball as far as possible down the field. Coach Hudson, head coach for the JV soccer, who is a key instrument, I would say, in helping out with this program, the St. Chris soccer program. Then, of course, after that, you have Coach Wood, who runs a very tight program. That will be kicked out on St. Chris Collegiate's throw-in. Collegiate's working hard now. They got a little bit of momentum coming with them after the half. Seem to have been able to shake off pretty well some of the mistakes made in the first half, learning from it. As good. Max Mumford will get that ball. He has been a fantastic leader this year as a sophomore with responsibility and leadership, and that will be a goal for St. Chris, I believe. Who's that? Number 28, maybe? Great job by him. Shout out to him. Keller Degnan. Shout out Keller Degnan. Again, also shout out Leah for knowing Keller Degnan's name when I completely blanked on it. It is now 5-2 St. Chris.
Yeah, the Saints' trend of their amazing offense so far has continued just in their last 3 games, they've scored a combined 18 goals, and we're just past halftime right now, so that could maybe get up to like 20, which is crazy.
Yeah, very exciting half, I would say, so far. A lot of action in this half.
So
Yeah, we already have 2 goals, and we're just over 4 minutes in.
St. Chris fighting for it, Collegiate and St. Chris really have had a lot of these little interactions, not just at the midline like most games. That will be a St. Chris throw-in, but a variety of these little skirmishes, if you would, trying to just gain control of the ball, settle down, get some teammates into the commando plays. And Gardner Kaufman coming down, that will be out on Collegiate. That is a goal kick. Gardner Kaufman will be kicking that. Shout out to Cross Country. I see some of their members coming on below us. So, shout out to some of the sports that don't get as much attention in the fall, mainly mountain biking and cross country. St. Chris really fighting hard here. Collegiate and St. Chris both are really working hard for ball control here. And St. Chris hoping here to get a little bit of a fast break, though. A 1v4 does not turn out well for in St. Chris's favor, though. Great attempt here. And it will be the same situation pretty much for Collegiate with a 3v5. Both teams not being able to get thing. Collegiate playing a little aggressive there. That shot will go over the goal. Gardner Kaufman. Again. You'll send that to midfield. Trying to get the ball over to Noble. Matthew Noble, who also has done a great job of showing some sophomore leadership. Whistle blown. That will be Collegiate's ball, I believe. Yep. It has been back and forth for a 6.5 minute half so far, which is crazy to think about. A lot of these soccer games, you don't get a ton of action. I mean, even some of the varsity ones where we've had great wins this season, it's not been a lot of back and forth. So it's great to see some back and forth, shows some promise and talent on both teams.
Yeah, definitely.
Collegiate throwing. Collegiate will be subbing people out. And that will be Collegiate's ball. Barely getting outside. And Collegiate hoping to make something out of this. Getting it goes over the goal. Too much pressure. Again, both of these teams have had these plays where they've broken out only to find themselves after making a great offensive play to be in a 1v3, 2v4, 2v5 type situation where it's just there's not enough manpower for either team in time, which is part of the result of how this has gone back and forth. Matthew Noble right there trying to control it, trying to give some time so that St. Chris can make some plays here. Both teams really trying to settle down. Max Munford there, number 5, Hayes with this, I believe. And Collegiate will get that ball, hoping to make a play. Gardner Kaufman, though, and Max Munford will work on it. Collegiate again at the midfield. It's a back and forth. It's almost ping-pong-like.
Yeah, The Saints defense once again has been really good today.
Yep. That will be out on the Saints collegiate ball. Should be interesting too. I believe varsity's game against Collegiate also is supposed to be a close one, even closer than this game has been. So, should be interesting to look into. I know Bone Hall's back today, so that should help. Talked to Ben Smith a little before the game. He seemed ready to play. Though most of what we talked about was in relation to English classwork. And Collegiate hoping to make some out of a breakaway there. Great job by them.
We're
But
trying to get a score update on varsity, but haven't been able to get anything so far.
Collegiate hoping to make something out of that. St. Chris defense, though, proved to be able, with the right combination of luck, skill, and understanding of the game, to get in place there. Number 19, Garner Kaufman, again, one of the sophomores who's been showing some leadership. Number 7, I believe. I cannot see from here. St. Chris will get that ball. Collegiate getting a little physical. We've seen a little bit, just a little bit of physical play so far, which is good that there hasn't been a ton. And both teams look to have shown some good sportsmanship so far. St. Chris hoping to get a shot off here, and it will be saved by Collegiate's goalkeeper. Good save by him. And really good effort by St. Chris. Both. Good effort to everyone on that play. I guess St. Chris kicking it out, trying to make sure Collegiate doesn't have momentum, letting the players settle in, set up their defense structures. A lot of sports like this, all about momentum. Basketball, lacrosse a little bit. You kind of see them football some. This momentum game of who has momentum and who has the ability to move, and can the team set up defense and offense positions in time. And it's really about, not just is it about having good skill set, but understanding the basics like that. Collegiate looking to have a pretty good setup there. That will, St. Chris defense though, seems to be doing a good job of counteracting it. Matthew Noble there, working on trying to get that out. He's done a great job so far. Also, again, some of that sophomore leadership. And that will be a kick for St. Chris. I do not know the specific type of kick. I'm sure some of y'all watching do. Goal kick, I think, maybe. I have a sad knowledge about some of these soccer specifics, so a little bit of fancy plays there. Collegiate also trying to stop St. Chris momentum. I know I'm hampering this point a little bit at this time, but momentum makes it or break it these games. I mean,
So the upcoming games for the JV soccer team. This Thursday they are away against John Paul the Great. Then
stop.
next
Golden.
Tuesday they're at home against Benedictine. Then next Friday they are on the road. They're going to drive all the way down to Norfolk.
Thank you, Edison, for that. Edison does a great job of researching these things, really keeping us up to date. Good to have someone with a little more experience helping me out here in the SID world. Another sub for Collegiate. Both teams, I think, getting a little fatigued.
Yeah.
Trying to keep players fresh.
At this point in the game for the Saints, it's just really about. I mean, they're controlling this game right now, so as long as they don't make stupid decisions such as like giving the ball away in a bad position or like a foul in the penalty box, then they should have this game under wraps, really,
Yeah.
with a 3-goal lead with only about 25 minutes left in the game.
But they are, as Edison, going to have to be very thoughtful about what to do because Collegiate's not going to give up easy, and all it takes is 1 or 2 bad decisions, momentum goes the other way.
Yeah.
Collegiate can. It is not difficult for Collegiate with the right set. That will be out on Collegiate St. Chris kick. Variety of encouragements are coming from Coach Hudson on the sideline. He's done a good job so far with the JV team. I mean, we've seen a lot of success from them this season and past seasons, which all leads up to Coach Wood, who I've heard from a couple of my friends who made it this year, is a phenomenal coach. So really good coaching program for STC soccer. It all builds on one atop each other.
Yeah,
It's-
definitely.
Yeah. Should be good to see some of these players on varsity next year. Max probably will be. Matthew probably will be.
Yeah, you have to imagine all the sophomores will be moving up.
Yeah, Gardner probably. Gardner will kick that. Collegiate won't intercept it. St. Chris getting the ball out of the way. Again, momentum. And it's about momentum and a little bit of the German word Zutzwing, which means the control. It's used about who has a, what's the exact definition? Zutzwing, though, it's about having control and having a winning position. Matthew Noble there, trying to get a pass it to number 3. I cannot tell who that is from this distance, unfortunately. The Matthew Noble will be working on that. Matthew Noble also will be throwing that in. We've seen a lot of work from him up and down the sidelines. I believe a goal from him. Matt is trying to take a shot or pass it there. Collegiate defense intercepting that. Collegiate making break for it, though. St. Chris is going to be aggressive.
So we did just get a score update on the varsity team, and the Saints are winning 2-1 in the second half.
Close game.
Yeah. Over the weekend, hold on.
Both JV football and JV varsity football had games. Varsity football won 21-7.
21-7, yeah. And then over the weekend, the varsity team went out and played the Menno Classic, and they ended up finishing 3rd out of 8 teams. In the quarterfinals, they ended up beating Stab 6-1, and then they played Christchurch in the semis. They ended up tying 1-1 in regulation, but then they lost 3-1 in penalties. But then in the 3rd place game, they beat Eastern Mennonite 7-0. So they ended up finishing 3rd.
Like Collegiate there, just missing the goal.
Garrett Broussard and Ian Cox both finished all-tournament teams, and then Ian Cox had 3 goals and an assist, Wes Wise had 3 goals, Beck Mumford had 2 goals and an assist, and Garrett Broussard had a goal and 2 assists.
Great shown by some of the seniors there. Really strong senior presence. I also like to thank now Coach Hamill, who did some broadcasting with SID this weekend for varsity football, I believe, with us being short on members. It was a great help. Glad to have him out. And that will be Collegiate's throwing. this Friday we are broadcasting. Next broadcast will be this Friday, varsity game here. Stay tuned in. I know Captain Wright Hilbert has some plans for that. Rest of us do too.
Yeah, Wright always comes up with great stuff, so can't wait. Can't wait for that to go live.
Yeah. Might get into some new commercials.
Yeah.
I know we haven't had time to really run them this game with some audio issues, but commercials. Hype mixes, a variety of things, skits that some SID members have put on, have started some stuff highlighting some of the teams in the fall, mountain biking, cross country, I believe. So, shout out Wright Hilbert for really making a lot of the stuff possible that SID does.
Yeah, Wright does a lot of really good work behind the scenes. So,
That will be kicked down by Collegiate. St. Chris throwing. Max Mumford will be throwing that in, it looks like. He's had a good game so far. He has really supported his team. I see ragweed floating outside the window. That does not bode well for the allergies. The allergies of anyone who's sitting with me. Collegiate really closed up on the defense. I thought this was going to be a really high-scoring quarter. I mean, with 2 goals, a goal for each side in the first 3 minutes or so, and then apparently the defense really got settled in. We haven't seen much else with about 19 minutes left. That will be a corner for St. Chris. Max Mumford will be kicking that in. And that will be kicked out of bounds. Hoping to get a little bit of curve there, maybe getting the goal headed, but
Yeah, we're just past the halfway point of the second half. Saints still have their commanding 5-2 lead. What have you thought about their attack so far?
I think it's been a great attack, very aggressive. I think it's beginning to tick out a little bit here. It's both teams selling for defense, but I think it's really, especially in the first half, it's a high attacking game. St. Chris really putting a lot of focal on the attack.
Good move by Lucas Gordonier right there, but Collegiate does retain possession.
Edison will now be going to try to get the mic. So Edison will be going down with the mic to the sidelines, maybe to get some sideline. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of an ejection from the sideline, and Edison testing some stuff out. Again, like I've said, Wright Hilbert has some big plans for SID. Probably get some interviews, especially as we get into some of these varsity games. Lucas going near there, both teams really trying to pick away at each other's defense. St. Chris has managed to retain a decent amount of the thing. And that will miss the goal. And that soccer ball is over the netting. Powerful kick there. Some subs for both sides. Again, as we go on, fatigue sets in. Yeah, I'll plug it back in. You, Edison, I'll plug it back in. Just stay down. Okay. Trying to plug the mic back in. The wireless mic. Hopefully. Let me see. Trying to remember how I did this. Edison. St. Chris will be gone to Kaufman. Will be sending the ball back. Try to get him to tell him the things on. 15 minutes left in this game. Looks like St. Chris will be winning. So. A little bit of. Well, I don't know if we'll be able to get the mics up while this mic's up. Edison will be coming back to do color up here with me then. I appreciate Edison. Edison has really been showing some enthusiasm for getting some of this stuff up and running, and we very grateful for all the patience that y'all have shown today with numerous amounts of technological difficulties. We've had quite a bit of unknown difficulties. Not quite sure what happened with the audio earlier, but St. Chris will be getting that, and it looks like Collegiate and St. Chris will be fighting for it a little bit. St. Chris Connor coming out, a little bit of a bold move, kicking it, has to get back in the goal. The St. Chris defense will help him out there. That will be out on St. Chris Collegiate throwing. Some sportsmanship there. Connor with the ball, second time in these two plays, I guess, that he's had it. Collegiate will get that and hoping to make something out of it, though. Looks like St. Chris defense will work. Collegiate playing aggressive, though, knowing that they really need to get the game going in their favor. They want to win it. St. Chris also seems to be really cognitive at this fact and working on Matthew Noble again on the outside, passing it back. Number 29. I cannot tell who that is from here. Shout out to all the players who I do not know the names to with the lack of a roster. Both teams have played a really good game. 5-2 is pretty impressive for soccer. But both teams, I think, have played a really phenomenal game, especially as we've settled in the second half. A little bit of tumult this to start off the half. Hold on, I gotta turn your phone back up. Edison Palumbi back on the call with me.
Yeah, we're approaching the 10-minute mark of this game, or 10 minutes remaining. I don't know why our clock is counting. I don't know why our clock's counting down. It shouldn't really be like that, but whatever. Oh, we have another update on the varsity score. St. Chris just scored again. It's a 3-1 lead now.
Glad to hear that. I have. I know a couple of the varsity guys who, most of them are in my English class. So, That should be good. Glad to see them continuing their undefeated season. And that
Yeah.
will be a save by Collegiate goalie.
Yeah, they've been dominant so far. So
The Collegiate, both levels of the soccer program have posed much more of a problem for St. Chris than pretty much any other team has.
yeah, but
I mean, today that's not been the case so far, as St. Chris has obviously, like I just said, a 3-1 lead in soccer with or in varsity with probably around 20 minutes left in the game. Collegiate doesn't have a clock.
And that will be a goal for Collegiate, barely slipping across the fingers
Yeah,
of Connor.
right as I was saying that, Collegiate does score, but still, 5-3 lead looks good for the Saints, and obviously they are winning that varsity game 3-1 now. So
2-goal difference in
yeah,
both
2-goal
games.
difference in both games.
I'm seeing some correlation.
Yeah.
Um, 5-3. Connor, I bet, shouldn't be too disappointed with himself, but probably is. I mean, it just barely slipped across his fingers. Great job by him, though. It'll be good to see him as he progresses. After all, he's only a freshman. Should see some great things out of him by the time he's on the varsity level.
yeah, definitely.
St. Chris really working here. Making sure Collegiate does not get the chance. Trying to keep Collegiate from having momentum out on Saints Collegiate throwing. But again, momentum. Collegiates has, I think, been building up. Matthew Noble, though, double team there. That will be a goal kick. I'm going to call it goalie kick. Probably would be a more appropriate term. Actually, no. Gardner's kicking it. Gardner Kaufman is kicking it. Words. Sorry, folks. I apparently no longer can speak English. It's been a long day for me. So. And that will be sent right back by Collegiate. Trying to get a shot off there, though. St. Chris defense steps in just in time to be able to prevent that. Good play there by Collegiate, though. Again, I think also 1v3 or 1v4, I don't think is going to work out for either team. At this level, there's seldom a player who's really better than that, who it wouldn't be on varsity. So, not much some of these players can do, make brilliant offensive moves, but then just stuck with a lot of pressure on them defensively. So, which I think also it shows a little bit of the defense, which we have not seen so much St. Chris defense, I think, really this season, at home at least. Really great job so far. I think we've got to see another side. And Collegiate making a run there, though. Gardner Kaufman will be there to prevent anything, and he will kick that. Collegiate will intercept that. Collegiate is really being aggressive. They got 7 minutes to make up 2 goals. Very possible that will be Collegiate's ball. St. Chris really has to be careful here. They don't want this game to slip out of their fingers. With their, I believe, 5-1 season, 4-1 season. And some headers there. Matthew Noble, though, will get there just in time and will be able to kick that. Ricochets off number 21, which probably is not the most comfortable. And that will be booted in. Connor Welsh will get his hands on that and secure it. And that will be out on St. Chris. Corner kick, it looks like. Yep, corner kick for Collegiate. 6.5 minutes left. Saints have a 5-3 lead. Collegiate, though, is beginning to really come out here, putting their best effort in. We're seeing a lot more effort in. Matthew Noble will get that, and he's just going to try to get that out of the line of fire. Looks like this game's got about, what, 6 minutes left in it. Which Collegiate can still come back, but and that will be out on Collegiate. St. Chris throwing. I think St. Chris is getting over that little hump they had there. The Collegiate really aggressive so far.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be doing any post-game.
Yeah,
stuff this
unfortunately, we cannot get the microphone to work,
So
but maybe for varsity soccer, we can try to get that to get going.
probably stuff for soccer, varsity soccer, and probably varsity football this Saturday. I will not be on that game, but I know that we have some plans for some future stuff. 4.5 minutes left. Gardner Kaufman's going to send that into Collegiate territory. Collegiate goalie who's done a pretty good job so far this game. He's made a couple of really good saves. Get that. St. Chris mainly at this point just trying to keep Collegiate from having the opportunity to score. The Collegiate still working, and they've worked the game down, but it looks like Matthew Noble will be there in time to stop him. And Matthew Noble will keep that from going out of bounds and kick that to number 16, who sends it to about the half-line mark where Collegiate is met with opposition immediately. Lucas Gournier there working on keeping anyone. Gardner Kaufman playing aggressively there. Bodying number 3. Both teams, I think, have gotten more aggressive as this game's come to a close, and it's getting close with 3.5 minutes left. St. Chris probably will win this, though. At this point,
Yeah. It'd be something would have to go very wrong for them to blow a 2-goal lead in a span of 3 minutes.
though, the way Collegiate is playing, it's not impossible. But I think St. Chris will win this. Great job by Collegiate, though. They've played a great game.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and Matthew Noble there trying to... Mainly, I think this has turned into a game of keep away. Out on St. Chris Collegiate throwing.
Yeah, I mean, if Collegiate can't get the ball, then
Yeah. They pulled everyone to one side of the field. It's becoming more of a cluster.
yeah. I mean, all the Saints really need to focus on here is just not letting Collegiate score.
It looks like St. Chris will finally be able to get that across the field. Max Mumford booting it. Really just working on St. Cross. Coach Hudson telling all the players to stay back. I think he's pulling them back to this half. It's going to keep all of them working on defense. Pretty much no one except the Collegiate goalies on that half anymore. And St. Chris will kick that out. 2 minutes left. They paused the clock. We're in the beginning of, I believe it's called stoppage time.
Yes.
So this game will continue for probably about 2 minutes or so. I think at this point, Collegiate is really going to have to work if they want to win this. And with the amount of effort St. Chris is and Matthew Noble right there going strong. Kicked out by Collegiate. St. Chris throw. The ball all but hitting got a little traffic outside. Ball almost going into the middle there. Matthew Noble there. Good move by him. Almost gets it by 2 people. Collegiate will get that though, and they will try to get that though. Looks like St. Chris, and that will be kicked out by St. Chris. Collegiate throwing. St. Chris will get to kick this. I think we're nearing the beginning of the end. Garner Kaufman is going to boot that to the other side. Cross half line. Collegiate getting met with a little less opposition as most of St. Chris has pulled Pat back to play some close defense. Getting almost a 1v2, a 2v4 almost there. That was a 1v3. Solid for even some of these skilled players on both sides to be able to do much. Collegiate, St. Chris going to boot that. And that is your game, folks.
Yeah.
St. Chris wins 5-3. Great game.
Another really good win for the Saints JV team here as they defeat Collegiate 5-3. Always nice to beat Collegiate.
Great game.